Hey everyone, Johnny here. In this video, I want to show you a new add-on that I've been working on. I'm calling it Asset Snapshot. This plugin fills in a few holes in the current asset browser implementation. While I'm sure these things will be addressed in the future, I wanted something that could take care of it now. So I've made this plugin available. I'm currently using the 3.00 alpha version of Blender as of August 28, 2021. If you load up this version and then open up an asset browser window, you'll probably notice that all you get is a pose library, and you can't select objects or collections or any other item. That's because the devs are primarily focused on getting the pose library working in the asset browser. However, you can still use the other functionality. To enable it, just go up to the Edit menu, go to Preferences. Under Interface, make sure Developer Extras is checked. Once that's checked, you'll have a button called Experimental. If you go there, make sure that Extended Asset Browser is also checked. Once you do this, you'll see that you have additional options here in your asset browser. That's what we're going to be needing for this plugin. With this current setup, if you wanted to add an object and make it an asset, let's say a Suzanne monkey, I'll go over to the outliner, right-click on the object, and say Mark as Asset. If I choose the Objects and Collections tab, you'll see that I have a Suzanne. Currently for objects, a preview is generated, slightly off-center pointing at the object. Fortunately, you have no control over the direction of this option. In addition, you don't have any choices over how this is going to be rendered. I'm going to go ahead and clear the asset from this object. If I move this object into its own collection, go to that collection and mark it as an asset, you'll see that it's given a generic preview. And the only way to give this an accurate preview image is to render this and then load it as a preview image using this option. And now I have a preview image of this collection. That's a lot of steps if I'm creating a lot of assets. So I wanted a way to be able to do this very quickly and easily. Here's a scene that I have with several objects that I'm going to add to my furniture library. I'm going to want to mark them as assets and then take good preview images of them so I can get at them later. Because each one is a collection and not a single object, basic previews will not be generated for them. Instead, I'm going to download and install the new plugin that I've been working on. If you go to github.com/johnnygizmo/asset_snapshot, you'll come to this page. I'll put a link in the description. Here you'll see the file assetsnapshot.py. I'll click on this file, click on the raw button, right-click, and then Save As. I'm going to put this in my Downloads folder. So back in Blender, I'm going to go to my Edit menu and go to Preferences, choose the Add-ons tab, and click Install. I'll go to my Downloads folder and choose my assetsnapshot.py file. Make sure to check the box to enable the plugin, and close the Preferences window. The first thing I want to do is check the lighting of my scene to make sure my previews are going to look good. I'll go to my viewport shading, and that looks reasonable enough. The next thing I want to do is isolate each one of these and take a snapshot. Since the asset snapshot renders the image for you, anything that's currently enabled in your scene will be included with that snapshot, not just the selected item. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and exclude 3 of the items from the view layer. With my one object in the view layer, I'm going to center it in the window so it's at the angle that I want it to be. That looks pretty good right there. Now from this view, I'm going to make sure that the collection that I want to set as an asset is selected. Here in your information, you can see that Scene Collection is the current collection. That's not the one I want. The one I want is the Nordley Dresser. So I'll click on that collection, and you can see it changes here. Now when I run my plugin, this is the collection that will get set as an asset. And as you can see, you don't need to set the collection as an asset before taking the snapshot. The tool will do that for you if it isn't done already. Now from here, I'll press my search button, which for you might be the spacebar or F3. From this menu, type in the word snapshot. You have an asset snapshot collection option. Go ahead and choose that. It will take a moment and render out the object using your current renderer settings. So if your render engine is set to cycles, that's what it's going to use. If you're set to Eevee or Workbench, it will use that too. So here, if I change to Workbench and press F3 and choose Asset Snapshot Collection, you see I get a Workbench render. and any other options I choose will be used as well. This is zoomed out a bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in my viewport and re-render. It's also off-center. I'll move it over a little. And there we go, that looks pretty good. Now I'll go ahead and create snapshots for my other 3 collections. If you're setting a bunch of these in a row, make sure you've selected the correct collection each time before you render. Otherwise, you may overwrite the previous collection because you didn't switch off of it. Of course, this also doesn't just work with collections, it also works with single objects. Here, I'll add a Suzanne. There's currently a bug I'm trying to work out with single objects, where sometimes it will crash, so make sure if you're using it right now, to set your single objects as collections before taking a snapshot. So now with my Suzanne set as an asset, I'm going to come over, press F3, and type in snapshot again. Because I have an object selected, I will have the asset snapshot object option available to me. I'll go ahead and click it. We now have a render of our Suzanne using our current renderer settings, aligned to the current view. So that's it for right now. Using this plugin, I've been able to go back through my libraries and set some previews for some collections that I hadn't gotten around to doing yet. I hope you'll check out this new add-on. Like I said, it's available on GitHub for free, so you're welcome to download it and give it a shot. I'll be working on it some more, trying to get a few of the bugs worked out. But for now, it seems to be working pretty well. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you're enjoying my content. If you are, please click the subscribe button. So until next time, I'll catch you later.